So basically, the Cowboys may be shopping Neville Gallimore because we see that he removed all of his Cowboys-related content from his social media pages, and we get it. He's been a healthy scratch in his last game, and the Cowboys pretty much sealed this off by picking up Jonathan Hankins on this team. Now we got a big boy that you're going to place inside, and the rotation may be Big Bo and then Jonathan. Now, here's the thing. The Cowboys, as far as his team needs, we all heard about the defensive backs and the linebackers. But before we go into details of that, the linebacker situation may be on its way of improving by Damone Clark being elevated to the 53-man roster. Now, as far as the defensive back situation, of course, the nickelback thing may be all resolved because now we're moving in Dayron Bland. But what to do about Anthony Brown? Should he be on the trading blocks? Should that be a situation and scenario where you want to improve in that spot by elevating my guy Kelvin Joseph in that spot, or doing something differently by moving pieces around, or kicking Kelvin Joseph back inside and moving Dayron Bland on the outside? So many options with that. But the thing that I want to bring up, Brian Broaddus, right, on his podcast, he was talking about that the Cowboys may be willing to cut Jason Peters. Now, my thing is with that, and that's on the offensive side, if you do that, then you immediately got a big hole on your offensive line. I think that is better to have than to have not. So it's better to have big Jason Peters on his team versus getting rid of him when you already got Matt Forniak, who's going to be gone for like at least 6 weeks or 7 weeks or more. And on top of that, you lost Matt Waletzko for the season. So you're looking at a real thin offensive line by getting rid of Jason Peters, even by namesake. I get it, right? You don't want to keep on or hold on to things that's not going to generate you a play here and there. But I seen him generate you a play here and there, and that was just his last game. So I'm not in the belief that you get rid of Jason Peters for nothing, right? So I look at it from that perspective. Now, as far as what we really need on this team, Cowboy Nation, when you look at everything and you kind of say to yourself, all right, okay, the offensive line, they've been okay, right? The running back situation, great. The quarterback situation, great. Tight end room, great. Wide receiver room, maybe, just maybe, to get us over the top, the Cowboys need to pick up the phone. We're hearing storylines, DJ Moore, KJ Hamler. Keep in mind, Jerry Jeudy, they're on the same team. They're not doing anything in Broncos land, even with a prolific quarterback, right? I'm just joking. Something is wrong with Russell Wilson over there, but that's their problem. But I would like to have Jerry Jeudy or KJ Hamler here because I think that would elevate this game. And I'm not saying that you go out there and pick up both of those guys, but you may have to spend some of your resources to get one of them. And one of them may just be KJ Hamler because the Cowboys don't know what to do with Kevontae Turpin, right? So I'm looking at it like this, Cowboy Nation. You are pretty much on the offensive side of the coin, in my opinion. One player away, why not go out there and grab somebody like a KJ or Brandon Cook from the Texans, right? Or you go in there, you look at everything and say, all right, DJ Moore, hey, this is a fat contract that you got, but let's be real. This is what we can do for you, Carolina Panthers, right? So there are so many options that the Cowboys can do if they really put their minds to it. Remember, the trade deadline is November the 1st. The price of the bag goes down on the day of the trade when they realize that nobody's really trying to get said player. You can play the long game, or you can be aggressive and go ahead and scoop up somebody else to help elevate this team. And when you look at a team like this, the defense, remarkable, right? The offense needs something to get them out of the slump. Why not pick up the phone, Jerry? This would be the right and proper move, right? You have more years behind you than in front of you. And I'm not counting your years. You might outlive us all. But in this game, you got to get in to understand, right? And I truly believe that the Cowboys should do that. I heard people, and I want to answer this question about What about Sue, Law? What about Sue? You can always get Sue after the trade deadline, right? If no deal come through that's worth your while, you can always pick up the phone and get Sue after the trade deadline, right? And on top of that, you got to slowly bring him in because he had nobody's training camp. And then he got to be willing to play, right? I haven't heard any reports saying that he's willing to play, that he's willing to work out, that he's willing to go uproot his whole entire family to play in a whole different state. So those are things that you have to contextualize too. So and then Sue, it's a long tooth. I'm not doubting the man of what he can bring to the table, but what I'm saying is that that's a long tooth, right? So I'm just saying to you guys, let's be precise in our approach. This team, the Dallas Cowboys, it's an uphill battle. We have yet to peak. We in third place in our division. We got things that we have to improve on, and we can see that, yeah, small move here, small move there, then boom, we right back into the thick of it. Although I believe we are already in the thick of it, just that right now we can get that one player to take us over the top, and it could be a KJ Hamler, right? It could be a Jerry Jeudy or a wide receiver that can really stretch the field and help things out for CeeDee Lamb and Michael Gallup. Hey, I get it. The hope, the promise will always be sold to us about James Washington, right? It will be sold to us. But the reality of it is you need a wide receiver to help out. Shout out to Noah Brown. I appreciate him. But we need that extra, if you know what I'm talking about. Post me your thoughts. Post me your concerns down below. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Go Cowboys.